And the more we understand about diets, then the better experience we'll have when we decide to try them. Check 1, 2, check. Hey man, did you hear the one about the hungry clock? It went back 4 seconds. Some guy was telling me how whenever he's trying to eat healthy, he just sees chocolate and it just snickers at him. I got an audible. Did you hear that audible? Yes. What up, guys, and welcome back to the FitMenCook kitchen and another episode of Breadcrumbs. I don't know about y'all, but I actually really love doing this. I love getting in front of you all in this capacity. This is a pretty special episode because this is my first filming since being on the road for my book tour. And after visiting 7 cities in less than 2 weeks and meeting tons of y'all, I heard a lot of great stories and, of course, got a ton of questions. And without a doubt, the most popular question in every single city was, Kev, what do you think about keto? So in my first episode of Breadcrumbs, I talked about some of the most popular diets out right now, and I listed things that you should consider when trying to find the right diet for you. And just to drive home that point one more again, guys, the best diet is always the one that you can manage and maintain for a long period of time. And it goes without saying, too, that it should also push you closer to your health and wellness goals. Now, to be fair, it's definitely okay to experiment with new types of diets and forms of healthy eating so you can finally piece together a plan that will work for you. That's what I did, so I'm not knocking anyone out there for trying new diets. Just get that straight right now. What I am concerned about, though, is this people's willingness to just jump from one extreme diet to another, trying to lose that same weight that the other diet that they just transitioned from was intended to help them to solve. And I get this more than most because it hits home for me because I've been there. So I'm not making light of it. Weight loss can be challenging, but it takes patience. And at some point, we all have to find balance and a sustainable eating plan, whatever that may be. So with that out of the way, let's talk about keto or the ketogenic diet one more time. Keto definitely isn't new. It's been around since the early 1900s to help patients with epilepsy. It's only recently that it started getting mega attention and really become the biggest diet trend of 2018. Now, I tried it myself for a few weeks back in 2016, and I was impressed with the eventual results, but in the end, the diet did not fit my lifestyle, so I ended it after 11 weeks. So, if you're thinking about going keto, there are some things that you should definitely consider first. And I definitely wish someone would have told me some things because I was not ready. Could have saved me a whole lot of time researching and having anxiety. So, here are 5 keto side effects that I definitely did not know about and what you can do to avoid them or lessen them. Number 1 is the keto flu. Keto flu is probably the most talked about side effects. So the bad news is the keto flu can get pretty unpleasant, although different people experience it to different degrees. Now, there is good news, and that is that it's usually a temporary phase that you go through as you enter ketosis. So maybe that's kind of the sign that you are in ketosis. The symptoms include headache, foggy brain, trouble sleeping, irritability, fatigue, nausea, and even digestive issues. The keto flu hit me pretty hard, and I didn't even realize it at the time that it was just the keto flu. I thought I was just getting sick. So I remember one time I almost passed out during a workout and had to take about 2 days just to recover. Now, as for the cause of the keto flu, according to Harvard Medical School, there's actually very little proven scientific explanation for what causes it. Maybe it's a carb withdrawal, maybe it's a detox thing, or maybe it's the result of changes happening in the gut microbiome. You also have to consider that it's maybe a response to something else, and similar symptoms have been reported when people eliminate processed foods or follow an anti-inflammatory diet. So just keep that in mind. Now, as old as keto is, there's still a lot of research that has to be done, especially since this is the first time in history that like millions of people are doing it at once. So for now, technically, we just don't know. But there are a couple of things that you can do about the keto flu. Number 1, drink lots of water. I cannot stress this enough. Drink lots of water, especially enhanced water with electrolytes. Lots of the weight loss people initially experience when they follow keto can be attributed to water loss. So it's important, guys, that you stay hydrated. Number 2, make sure you're still getting enough calories. So switching from a carb-heavy or standard diet to a keto diet can have a big impact on calorie intake because you might be used to getting many of your calories from foods like potatoes, rice, breads, etc. And then on top of that, make sure you're getting enough colorful, low-carb vegetables to get essential vitamins and nutrients. Foods like asparagus, zucchini, cauliflower, spinach, kale, and eggplants were all veggies that I would incorporate when I was on keto. So load up on these foods that are rich in nutrients like fiber, which actually brings me to my next side effect that I wish I had known. Keto bloat. And, well, you know where I'm going with this. Man. People often don't talk about the gastrointestinal issues they face when they're on keto, partly because it's embarrassing and also because I just don't think that they make the connection between being gassy and being on keto because you're not eating foods that generally cause gas, like legumes and beans. And I'll speak for myself. A brother looked like he was 6 months pregnant when I was in the early stages of doing keto. Like, legit, I was out here, y'all. Sometimes these issues start with the keto flu phase, but they don't disappear with the other symptoms. And this leaves people really frustrated and ready to quit. And again, this was definitely my experience. I was so upset. Symptoms include pain and discomfort in the midsection, bloating, gassiness, trouble going number 2, or trouble not going number 2, which is even crazier. So the keto diet involves a major shift in your macros, sometimes cutting carbs to less than 20 grams per day. We are probably eating unrefined or complex carbs. Those carbs are doing a lot of important work in our gut, including keeping everything running smoothly and providing fiber. So without adequate fiber, people have reported experiencing constipation while going on keto. And this was so frustrating to me. I mean, I felt bloated and gassy, but I still couldn't go to the bathroom. It drove me insane. And I was booed up at the time, so I'm pretty sure wifey didn't appreciate that too much either. Now, on the other hand, some folks have difficulty digesting fats, which can be a challenge if you're on a diet that's 70 to 80% fats. Now, this is the culprit of keto diarrhea, the other messy twin of keto constipation. But I guess the silver lining is that there's nothing like diarrhea or something like that to kind of flatten you out, to get those abs to popping, right?
Oh, finally! Now I can get myself to the... Uh-oh!
So what can you do about it? When it comes to keto bloat, the best thing you can do is be conscious of the fruits and veggies you're incorporating in your diet. Green, leafy vegetables should help bolster your digestive system, while cruciferous veggies like broccoli and Brussels sprouts, they may be holding you back, literally. And that was definitely my problem. I was using bags of frozen broccoli for my meal prep because it was easier, not realizing the constant pain it was causing me on a daily basis. Keto-friendly fiber should help if you're experiencing diarrhea or maybe even constipation, but you might want to consider a fiber supplement while you're adjusting to the diet. And if you have trouble digesting fats, I'm just saying that you may want to rethink doing keto altogether, because that's just a really important part of the diet. So, up next, Keto Sweat. And let me tell you, what is that smell? You might notice once you get over the keto flu and start working out again that your BO has become a little bit more, like potent. And by potent, I mean you might notice a strong smell of ammonia during physical exercise. Now, this side effect, it freaked me the hell out. I'm not even gonna lie. At the time that I was doing keto, I was with a personal trainer, and every single day I would ask him, "Hey man, don't you smell that?" And he was just as clueless as I was because he couldn't smell it, but I could smell it. I felt like I had jumped in a bathtub full of cleaning solution. And according to this report in Time magazine, the human body will start to burn protein for energy when there are no carbs available during strenuous activities. So protein metabolism produces ammonia, which is normally processed by the liver and expelled in the urine. But in the ketosis, the liver can be overwhelmed, so the body excretes excess ammonia by sweating. Like, mind blown. So keto dieters who are overdoing it on protein and not getting enough fat in their diet could experience the same symptom. And looking back, my diet was perhaps too high in protein while on keto, and I should have replaced some of those calories with more fat calories. So what can you do about it? The best way to prevent protein metabolism on the keto diet is to ensure that you're getting enough calories in the right protein to fat carb ratio to fuel your exercise with enough ketones and fatty acids. A standard breakdown would be something like 70 to 80% calories from fat, 20-25% from protein, and 5 to 10% from carbs. And similar to Keto Flu, this is all about making sure that you're getting enough calories and that you have your macros properly proportioned. And I should also note that the smell of ammonia during exercise could also be a sign of something unrelated to the keto diet and be more serious. So if it persists or if it's particularly distressing, then I would highly recommend you contact your primary care physician. Okay, now Also related to that side effect is the keto breath, or what I like to call diet rot mouth.
Hi, I am very ugly, but you should enjoy the movie anyway.
Unfortunately, funky smells might not be limited to your armpits when you start the keto diet, though it should disappear after your body adjusts. Now, keto breath can be very unpleasant at first. I mean, really unpleasant. Most often, people describe keto breath as something similar to like nail polish remover. Okay, so let me start with the nail salon breath thing. The ketones your body creates when metabolizing fats include like beta hydroxy, butyrate, or whatever it's called, acetoacetate, and acetone, the latter of which gives you that nail salon breath. Now, other times, it's not the ketones at work. You could just be dehydrated, so you get dry mouth. Now, a low-carb diet can cause dehydration because your body has gone through all the glycogen stores which have water attached to them. Think eating carbs equals more glycogen. So keto dieters are more susceptible to dehydration because they don't constantly rehydrate their bodies. Now, a dry mouth has less saliva, which generally helps get rid of odor-causing bacteria in your mouth. So if there's not enough saliva, the bacteria multiply. And even more, when you don't give your body water to flush away excess ketones, they build up in your mouth. And the result is dragon breath. So, what can you do about it? Well, the first thing, you got to brush your teeth and tongue and use mouthwash regularly to help kill bacteria. And up your water intake. If you're pretty active, you need to be drinking close to a gallon of water each day. And before you reach for that gum or mint, be sure that you check the label for the hidden sugars. I know it may not seem like much, but those gum and mint carb calories can add up and inadvertently knock you out of ketosis. Hold on. Do a little swig like this. And you're good to go. Okay, and I know that I'm joking around right now, but again, I have to just note that high concentrations of the acetone or that nail polish remover could be a sign of something unrelated to the keto diet. So if you got nail polish breath for a long time, again, you may want to go and see a doctor. Just saying. All right, now, the last and final side effect that I want to talk about is depression. Now, if you struggle with depression, you probably already know that the diet and exercise can be an effective addition to your mental wellness plan. And while the keto diet has been credited with helping people drop lots of weight, there also have been tons of reports of increased depression or mental distress while on the diet. Now, this could be attributed to a number of things, including the withdrawal from sugar or even just the high level of stress that the diet initially places on your body. So full disclosure, as someone who already deals with depression and anxiety, I did not experience any more anxiety or depression than I already have felt while I was on the keto diet. However, it is something that is very serious and should be managed. So, I mean, what's the point of doing a diet to drop all this weight to get the body that you want, only to feel sad and anxious about life? So, what can you do about this one? First, acknowledge any change in your mood or behavior. You got to be honest with yourself. Wait it out and see if it gets better after a week or two, because remember, there is this adjustment period for keto. But please remember that no diet, guys, is worth risking your mental health. If you find yourself slipping into a dark place, then the keto diet just may not be for you. There are so many other options out there to try, like simply having a balanced diet through intuitive or mindful eating. Plus, those are our approaches and things that you can practice for your entire life. Now, you may be thinking that this is all way too much and that there's no way you're going to try the keto diet. I want to just give you a heads up about things that you may experience about the diet, but the diet itself has delivered some amazing results for people. Like I said, I tried the diet for about 8 weeks a few years ago, and I was really impressed, especially with the increased muscle definition. People have also reported that the diet has led to more bodily awareness, with some even saying that they've become more aware of their digestive system and how it operates, and that's a good thing whenever we can learn our bodies. Plus, as I've explained today, many of these side effects can be managed. So with the right planning, the keto diet might make sense for you if and only if you have the discipline to handle the heavy restrictions. All right, that is it for today's video, y'all. I want to thank y'all for watching. Remember, we are all unique, so not everyone will experience these side effects, while others may experience some more than others. And the more we understand about diets, then the better experience we'll have when we decide to try them. Like I said, I wish someone had told me about these things. I definitely had the keto flu, got the keto sweat, had that awful keto bloat. Thank God I did not have keto rot mouth. And depression did also was not a big factor for me, but that does not mean that those things don't happen. So I want you all to comment below if there are any keto side effects that you have experienced that I perhaps missed here in this video. I would love to know about them, but also I think everybody else would, so we can all continue to learn and grow together. And remember, guys, to hit that subscribe button at the top of the screen so that way you can be notified whenever we post hot new content. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Breadcrumbs. And remember, guys, to keep it healthy, but what? That's right, never, ever boring. Boom! Bye, y'all.